Hi, this is Francisco Bijan from vitalcoaching.com. We are talking about dating success for women, and the topic for this video is yes, guys like kind girls, and here is why. Okay, this might confuse you a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you believe that the best way to get in touch with men and flirt with them is to be really bitchy, edgy and challenge them all the time, and that's partly true. I already said that in another video. And that challenging them is really a good way to keep the energy going. Now you don't need to be extremely really bad girl and challenge them in too much of a hard way, but having this kind of edge really works, challenging them. So today I want to give you the other side of the story, and it is about kindness. It is simply about respect and a way of relating to guys which works as well, because some women simply want to be kind with guys. You don't want to always be challenging them or being really bitchy with them. So it is very important for you to know that yes, there is a way for you to relate to guys if you are more of the kind type of the really nice girl. You want to be a nice girl? Well, there is a possibility for you as well. So here is how it works. When you're in a relationship or when you start interacting within the dating scene, within the dating environment, there is a balance of power which is established. It means that when a guy sees you, he will straight away kind of see where you stand on the power base, on the power level. And the goal is really to be more or less on the same level, right? If this is the man, you want to be more or less on the same level as he is. If you are too high above, you are going to intimidate him, of course. And if you are too low behind, he will lose interest. So the goal is really to be on a level which is more or less equal. Slightly above or slightly under is okay, but not too much of a big difference. And that's what you have to understand. If you are attracted to a guy and you put yourself really down, you worship him like a god, obviously he's going to lose interest because he's going to think, what's in it for me, really? So the goal is really to be on the same level. This is why sometimes if you are too kind with guys, very often they might lose interest because they feel that it's too easy, they take you for granted, and therefore they lose interest. So what you have to do is add a little bit of edge, challenge them and do this kind of, have this kind of flirty attitude, with teasing them, with showing them that you don't take them too seriously. And this, if you tend to be a bit lower in terms of power, will bring back the balance so that they feel like, hey, here is a girl with an edge, and she really knows how not simply take me too seriously, and that's really good for guys. That's a very good way to contact them. Now, if you are naturally kind and you are naturally want to express that with your interaction with guys, you can express what we call active kindness, and this is simply responding to opportunities when you see that there is a possibility to help somebody without this being required, or without this being really needed, but simply because you want to make a gesture, a kind gesture, then you can do that, of course. And you will notice that guys respond to that, especially when you are not supposed to, when it's not something that you have to do it. For instance, if you are this very kind, exciting, successful girl, and you see this guy who is, who really needs a hand with something, maybe you want to give him a ride because his car broke down, or he cannot get money out of the money machine, and you just give him $5 to take the bus or something like that. These kind of gestures can actually trigger lots of interest, and guys realize, wow, here is a girl who is really kind, and this triggers attraction. So it's good to realize that this can happen in specific situations. Now, what is very important is don't go out of your way, really make this big effort to help somebody. For instance, if you start dating a guy and in the early stages you start sending him all these presents, buy him a Rolex, this kind of stuff usually is a bit of a turn off. I will tell you more about this, why it is a turn off, but for now remember that. The other thing that is important to realize, it is that if you project always kindness, always that same aspect of your personality, then eventually men tend to get a little bit bored. They want to have a bit more diversity and variation in your personality, in your character, in the way you approach yourself. This is why it's very good to alternate different aspects of your personality and behavior. Be sometimes more edgy, challenging, flirty, and sometimes when he doesn't expect it, give him this kind of kind action that might surprise him. Okay, I hope this makes sense. You take care and have a great day. Bye bye.